Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my WWE Smackdown review for August 28th of 2018. I'm sorry I'm uploading this video so late, but I did not get a chance to see the actual episode live yesterday, simply because I had some other important things to do, such as doing my fucking laundry, because I was running out of clothes. But, anyway, I got a chance to see the entire show. I did watch the main event for the Women's Championship on Smackdown. Live, actually, last night. That's the only thing I got to see. And the rest of the show I did not. Not that I missed anything, because what the fuck did we watch last night? Not much. Especially the main event. The main event was absolute garbage. I mean, what is Charlotte? The new Roman Reigns of women wrestling? She got her ass kicked by Carmella throughout the entire match, mostly. And then, finally, after probably 10 minutes of an ass whooping she was receiving, and every attempt that Carmella tried to get a pinfall, she kicked out of. Like she was Superwoman, or some kind of weirded out shit. So, at the end of the day, she hits her with a spear, hits her with natural selection, and then the figure 8, and wins the match by submission. Can somebody tell me why the fuck that happened? Can someone tell me why this match wasn't back and forth? Is it so damn hard? Is it too dynamic or too difficult for WWE to make it a back and forth matchup? Maybe if they made Roman Reigns portrayed a little bit more of a good in-ring competitor, people would actually have interest in him. I mean, John Cena, yeah, there was times where he'd get his ass kicked but make a comeback and win with the 5 moves of death or what, 3 moves of death, whatever fucking shit he used to do. But there was times where he had matches that go back and forth. Roman Reigns, on the other hand, it's just one-dimensional, one dynamic. It's one-dimensional. There's nothing interesting about him. Now they're making Charlotte like this. I sure as hell hope when Becky Lynch gets her match for the Women's Championship at Hell in a Cell, this match is back and forth and not like this piece of shit. This bullshit was fucking aggravating. It was nauseating. I was like, Charlotte's a great wrestler, and yet she's being treated like a Roman Reigns wannabe. Becky Lynch is playing a heel while smacking everyone that's cheered for her in the face. That's really the big story behind this. For SmackDown, SmackDown's Women's Championship match between Becky Lynch and Charlotte seemed to be more entertaining than the WWE Championship in itself. The night before, or the week before this episode, it was very interesting with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. I'm going to get into that with you guys. I was not entertained at all by this. They had Samoa Joe get on the phone, supposedly, quote unquote, get on a phone and call AJ Styles' wife, acting as if they're on talking terms. Who the fuck is going to believe this nauseating nonsense that I just saw? And then to make matters even worse, AJ Styles is sitting there believing this shit, running backstage to find him. Not to mention, by the way, he took the WWE Championship with him when going up the ramp, and then when he was backstage, the championship's nowhere to be found. What did he do? Misplace it? Take the time to go to the fucking locker room to put it away? This is insane. This whole event tonight was insane. We start the fucking night off with freaking Booker T, better known as King Booker, with the New Day, knighting them as the 5-time championship club. No, King Booker, You won your 6th world championship as King Booker, beating Rey Mysterio at Great American Bash in 2006, and then having a series of nauseating rematch after rematch after rematch with Batista until Survivor Series, thank God. But that was your big claim to fame with your world championship run for the 6th time. But you don't acknowledge that, right? Yeah. Might as well. I mean, it was a meaningless piece of shit with this piece of shit gimmick that you had. Which, to me, was kind of insulting to your own race. Oh, you were white hot as Booker T back in 2003 against Triple H. And you can't win the big one. But when you became King Booker and you go ahead and make a mockery of yourself, having a British accent when we all know you're from fucking Houston, Texas, and you couldn't make it as a British person to save your pathetic black ass. Not to sound racist when I say that. I apologize if that comes out the wrong way. But my God, man, give me a fucking break. That was ridiculous. You are not the 5-time WCW champion. You are a 6-time world champion, not 5-time. You need to get your damn numbers and statistics straightened out there, pal. You got one more over the New Day. The whole segment was bullshit. Was it funny? Maybe. But honestly, it wasn't even needed. Booker T being out there wasn't even needed. Were we in Houston, Texas? No, we were in Toronto, Canada. Is Booker T born or raised in Toronto, Canada? Fuck no. His reason being there was because they were 5-time tag team champions. Who gives a shit? 5-time tag team champions. The only reason why they were given those titles was out of a fucking injury. They weren't given those titles because they earned it. They've had those opportunity after opportunity to become WWE Smackdown tag team champions. Get the fuck out of here. What else happened on this fucking pathetic show that I'm just going to go on a complete rant and rave party with? Oh yeah, we had a triple threat match with the Colognes. Why is the Colognes even competing for the tag team number 1 contendership? Really? Like, what's their reasoning behind them being there? Did they earn anything? Did they stack up a couple of wins that I don't know about? I mean, come on, man. This is fucking ridiculous. Colognes. Now, I can understand the club or the Good Brothers versus the New Day, because the Good Brothers actually at one point challenged for the SmackDown tag team titles. And the New Day, or not the New Day, Sheamus and Cesaro are multiple tag team champions. So I can understand them getting a shot. But the Colognes? The fuck? Match was decent. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was a 3 out of 5 stars. A good start to the show. But nothing to cry home about. What else? Jeff Hardy and fucking Randy Orton. They're at it again, and they're announced as the second Hell in a Cell match for this pay-per-view. Now, does this match deserve to be in a Hell in a Cell? I think to a certain extent, yes. The reason for that is on account of the fact of their past history and what they've been doing right now. So, this is kind of like tying loose ends from an old rivalry that they had, and now they restarted again. I think that is something that deserves a Hell in a Cell matchup. Now, if you exclude everything from their past history to just right now, no, not really. I think it should be a hardcore match or something of that kind of nature, but nothing of the sense of a Hell in a Cell. But if you look at their overall history, yes, they've done a lot of things to each other, Randy Orton's destroyed his brother at one point in 2008. Jeff Hardy flew from the top of a freaking Raw stage through Randy Orton with a sign time bomb like he did the week before. So, yes, through history, yes, they deserve to have this Hell in a Cell match. But then, when you look at Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, their match is only being announced as a regular matchup for the WWE title. Now, let me get this straight. We just saw a match between these two at SummerSlam with just being a singles match. What was the end result again? Let me think. A disqualification. What are we going to get any different here? They can't do any hardcore stuff. Unless you change this match to a no-holds-barred match, or a street fight, or something of that nature, there's no point of naming this a fucking singles match for the WWE Championship. This match should be escalated to a Hell in a Cell, which would allow them to be able to use chairs, kendo sticks, the steel around the surrounding the ring, the cell itself. But no, we're going to get a singles match, supposedly getting a different result. If we get a different result and Samoa Joe loses to AJ Styles, how pathetic would that seem? That would make Samoa Joe look like a douchebag. It would make him look like he is a nothing, and he would be buried by AJ Styles. Not that AJ Styles is trying to bury him, but the WWE creative team would be burying Samoa Joe. There is no reason, and I mean no reason at all, that this match should be just a singles match. This match should be escalated to a no-holds-barred match, or in this Hell in a Cell itself. There should be 3 Hell in a Cell matches, but quite frank with you, I think Hell in a Cell pay-per-view needs to go. It really does. It needs to go back to the old way it used to be. Surprisingly announced that there would be a match between 2 heated rivals competing one-on-one either against each other for championship gold or because of the fact that they're in a rivalry that is escalated so much that the Hell in a Cell is asked for it. That's the only reason why a Hell in a Cell should even exist. Not posted and given the idea that, yes, this match is going to happen. We're supposed to see it happen. Why would you give that away? Why wouldn't you surprise your audience with that match? You can't surprise your audience when you have a pay-per-view named Hell in a Cell. Get rid of the gimmick matches. They suck. Outside of Money in the Bank, that's about the only one that I would be okay with sticking with that gimmick that gimmick pay-per-view. The Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, TLC, all of that needs to go. Those 3 pay-per-views, in my personal opinion, need to go. They need to give these pay-per-view brand names and give them a reason. Make these matches mean something. Surprise the people once a year with these matches. And only make it for the one match. Not for a multiple of different matches. It's stupid. Now, granted, I will give this. Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy deserve it. Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, through their history for the last year and a half, they deserve it too. But, at the end of the day, should we be seeing multiple Hell in a Cell matches in one night? No, we should not. You want Hell in a Cell. You want top of the line matchups. You go back to Triple H Batista. You go back to when Triple H and Shawn Michaels faced each other for the very last time as enemies. You go back to Undertaker and Randy Orton at Armageddon of 2005. You go to the very first Hell in a Cell between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. And most importantly, not to say the least, Undertaker versus Mick Foley. One of the greatest freaking matches of all time. Now granted, we're in the PG era. We're in a time where you can't do those kinds of things that Undertaker did to Mick Foley. And God knows we shouldn't, because Mick Foley, God knows what happened to Mick Foley through that matchup. It's a lifelong, probably have messed up his life, busted his body up tremendously, and has given him nothing but health problems just from that match alone. I don't care what he fucking did with Triple H, the match, the second Hell in a Cell he had with Triple H in No Way Out of 2000. That don't mean shit, because the match before that was even worse. This was the one thing that he took that was a bad bump, was the flip over, landing through the top of the cell and then landing into the mat and flattening it. But the damage that he sustained during his match at 1998 King of the Ring with The Undertaker was downright outrageous. I mean, he got a tooth knocked out of his face. He had busted up bones, busted up ribs. You name it, he probably had it. So, there you go. But yeah, Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, they're getting jack shit. They're getting a singles match. Woohoo! Big whoop. Not to mention with that segment that they just had last night, I really at this point don't care. So, who gives a shit? Pointless fucking segment with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. Really diminished their whole rivalry at this point. I hope they bounce back from that horrible segment that they did. I think it was absolute garbage. Alright. What else happened on this wonderful show? I also noticed another thing during this event. A lot of promo match. They did that on Raw too. I've noticed by paying more close attention now. I'm going back to doing these weekly reviews for you guys. I'm starting to notice they're following that exact same pattern. Where's the creativity? Change it up. Make it different. Make each and every episode a little bit different. Not have the segments in such a same pattern over and over again. Maybe try something unique. Match, promo. Match, promo. Maybe another promo backstage. Match. You know, something like that. Something they used to do, but I guess apparently as Vince McMahon becomes older, he doesn't really give a flying fuck about being creative. But I always thought being entertaining is being creative, so, you know, what the fuck do I know? I mean, granted, I give you guys pretty much the same run-on rhetoric every single time. I tell you this is what it is, what I'm reviewing, and what the date was of the episode. And then I go into my whole spiel about the show. And what matches were good, what matches were crap, or what I felt was going on, and who and what should win a championship or rival with. And future storylines and so forth. But at least I'm a little intelligent about what I'm saying to you guys. But this, to me, was utterly, I don't know which was more worse. Raw last night, Raw Monday night, or Smackdown last night, which, thank God, I did not have to go through it in live motion, while I had to deal with commercials on top of that, driving me completely and making me bored out of my mind. But anyway, getting off of all this other ranting and raving bullshit, because I want to go ahead and give you guys my NXT review. Later on, after I do this, I'm going to watch the NXT show that's airing tonight. So, where was I? Fuck. Alright, so we talked about Jeff Hardy. We talked about... Oh yeah, Naomi had a match with Billy Royce, or Peyton Royce... Billy Kay and Peyton Royce being on the side. Whatever. These two... The Iconics are complete trash. They ain't iconic. They're fucking retarded. They sucked in NXT, they suck now. They're the one females of NXT I could not stand. I absolutely despise these two women. They're even worse on the main roster than they were on NXT. And their acting, their talking, dialogue is completely, utterly garbage. So, whatever on that. But Naomi lost to Billie Kay, and she loses in a horrible fashion. Apparently, they really care about Naomi's future in the WWE. Now we have another segment, promo match. You know, you get the pattern. You can fucking predict what's going to happen next each and every episode, apparently. You know you're going to get a match, then you're going to get a promo, or vice versa, and blah, blah, blah. So, Daniel Bryan and Brie came out. They talked about their, with Brie punching Miz in the face, but she was really intending to attack Maurice. She doesn't feel like she has to stand up for Daniel Bryan's battles, but she felt pretty damn good punching the Miz in the face, which was pretty cool to watch, to see a woman punch a guy in the face, especially the Miz being the guy that's being the recipient of the punch. But bottom line is, they talk some more. Zelina Vega comes out with Andre Cien. They issue a challenge between Andre Cien and Daniel Bryan. Decent matchup. I found it to be almost the same level as Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, but not as big because of the fact there wasn't a whole lot of close pinfalls, long drawn-out submission holds that would lead to a rope break or something of that nature. So it kind of left you not really getting all super excited, but overall in-ring work, it was done very well. I can't wait to see a future matchup again between these two guys that actually end with a finish. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Miz came in, escalating the rivalry some more, and making it very personal. The matchup, though, overall, despite the finish, I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Naomi matchup, I don't even give a fuck about it. Give it 1 star, that's about it. Let's see here. What else happened on this piece of shit show? Holy fucking shit. Just getting this all out of my head. I talked about the Samoa Joe segment, blah, blah, blah. There was really nothing else that really happened that I haven't talked about. So, I mean, the matchup, like I mentioned, for the main event, for the Women's Championship with Carmella and Charlotte, it was very pathetic in the sense that Charlotte lost twice in a row to Carmella. And Carmella dominated this matchup, and yet she couldn't pick up a victory. But 2 times beforehand, she could. Now, why wouldn't you make the match close then? Back and forth, so the fans don't feel insulted. Because I sure as hell did. I just don't get it with WWE and their one-dimensional mindsets and their no creative bullshit crap that they give us week in and week out. I won't deny anything here, though. There are sometimes I get some excitement out of watching these shows, but most of the time, lots of disappointment and lots of miscues and a lot of missed opportunities to get the show off the ground and get people interested in what they're fucking presenting. Get the crowd on their feet. Get them interested in what they're watching. But my God, if you watch the beginning of the show, they don't mind having fucking pancakes thrown in their face. Like a couple of buffoons at a fucking zoo. I mean, it's like the freaking New Day of Big E, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods are walking through the zoo and they're giving fucking food out to the fucking wild animals. And the wild animals is us, the fans. So it's like we're pieces of shit. And the fans eat it up like a bunch of morons. I don't really know what to say about this product. I honestly, you know, I know for a fact if anybody was to leave a comment on this video and said to me, then why do you watch the show? Why do you invest your time in a show that you get annoyed by? Well, one, I'm a WWE fan. Two, yes, I want to see them improve. But three, it's just like they have so much potential. They have so much talent. The most talent they've ever had in their entire existence. They have so much talent in their entire existence. They have the best roster they could have ever asked for in any era that they've had. Any. I mean, even with the Bret Harts, the Hulk Hogans, the Ultimate Warriors, the Randy Savages, the Stone Cold and the Rocks, and the Triple H's. They have the most in-ring talent that is superior and talented that you can ask for. The only thing close to what I see that can even match up to what they got right now is in 2002 all the way up to 2000 and I'd say 2008. They had a lot of good talent back then. That's about the closest time, the time within WWE's roster that they could even come even remotely close to what they have now. And they blow their talent in the toilet. Why? Because they just don't give a fuck, apparently. Because that's the only solution, only answer I know of that could answer what I'm looking for. To the question I'm looking for. Why? Real simple. They just don't care. And that's all I have to say on this shitty fucking episode of Smackdown. Because Smackdown has had a couple of good episodes. But this week's Smackdown absolutely sucked. Leave your comments and opinions down below. Hit the like button if you like this wonderful video and rant. And on top of that, hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And have a great night. And I'll be back for the NXT review.